I've been stuck in a nightmare for over 2 weeks now, and I'm desperately seeking advice, which is why I'm sharing my story. I apologize for the lengthy post, but here it is. My wife, who is 41, has been having an affair with one of my close friends for a year. We've been married for 17 years and have 4 children, 2 of whom are autistic. My wife, originally from Canada, resides with me in England on a marriage visa. Over the years, she and my friend have grown close due to their shared interests, like going to the theatre, comedy clubs, and enjoying nightlife. They are both extroverted, while I tend to be more introverted and prefer staying in. Our families have been incredibly close for 14 years. Overall, my wife and I have had a great marriage, but there have been some issues, particularly with me occasionally struggling with intimacy. My wife's reactions to this often made me feel worse about myself. While I do express affection, I know she would like more than I typically give. Despite these challenges, I always thought our marriage was solid, so I'm still in shock over her infidelity. About 2 weeks ago, I noticed a message on her phone from my friend saying how beautiful she is and that he's been thinking about their last intimate encounter. Initially, I felt confused and in denial. That night, I checked her location history and found evidence that confirmed my suspicions. When I confronted her the next day, she denied everything until I presented my findings, and only then did she confess. It took me several more days to get the complete story, mainly from my friend and his wife, who were both unaware of the affair. They had sex 7 times during the 13 months of their affair, which included kissing and other intimate moments whenever they found privacy, even when we were all together. Their relationship began shortly after my mother was diagnosed with cancer, a time when I was already feeling vulnerable about losing her. I had always supported both my wife and my friend through their losses, making this betrayal even more painful. Another layer of hurt came when I discovered that my wife had spoken to my friend and his wife about my performance issues, referring to me as dull and boring. I've never talked negatively about her to anyone, and I work hard for our family, involved in community and political efforts that I believe are far from boring. Now, I'm at a crossroads. Should I attempt to repair our marriage for the sake of stability and our children, particularly considering how my 2 autistic kids would struggle with a separation? Or should I consider divorce? I've agreed to both individual and couples therapy, but the thought of the future terrifies me. I worry about being alone and the loneliness that could come with it. At 45 and not particularly attractive, I'm afraid I wouldn't find someone else easily, while my wife is very attractive and likely would. Despite everything, I still deeply care for her and miss the life we once shared. Right now, we're living together in a sort of limbo, coexisting without truly being together. She insists she has never cheated with anyone else, but admits that she can sometimes drink too much and flirt, though she claims she knows where to draw the line. She says that the affair only happened because of the emotional closeness they developed over time and promises that she will never speak to him again. She insists she wants to be with me. I really need advice. Should I focus on rebuilding our marriage for stability and hope for a better future, or should I separate and deal with the emotional and financial fallout? Thank you for taking the time to read this, and any advice would be greatly appreciated. I haven't confided in anyone about this, and it's been weighing heavily on me. I just needed to get it out. My wife is currently on a business trip, and I miss her deeply, especially in a physical sense. Last night, we had an open conversation about our pasts. It happened naturally, and she reassured me about her choice in being with me over the other man, explaining that she believed I could offer her the love and support she needed more than he could. Our discussion felt intimate and healing, and while I still grapple with insecurities, it was a positive experience for both of us. Thank you to everyone who provided constructive advice. Sometimes, the hardest truths are the ones that help us the most.